All right, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Neo4j Live from Text to Insights with Dashboards on Aura is the topic today. And I'm very happy to have Niels de Jong, a colleague at Neo4j, join me today. Hi, Niels. How are you doing?
Hey Alex, all good. Long time since I've been on the show.
It has been. I just checked before we went live, and I thought, okay, wait, when did we do this last session? I think you briefly appeared on this show when we talked about the knowledge graph builder, but when you talked about dashboards, it was actually 2022.
Wow, 3
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been a long time ago. I think lots of things have changed between 2022 and now. You still dashboard is still your you know your heart's desire, so to speak. But what is new? What is why are we speaking today? Maybe, but also what's new with you?
So lots of things have been going in the world of dashboards and generally Neo4j tools. I started a new job, so I'm actually moved to a different part of Neo4j, and now I'm fully responsible for creating good tools for developers with the whole team, which is extremely fun. We're building a lot of different parts of the product, dashboards being one of them, and there's a lot of cool AI features being developed, actually good AI features in all parts of the product. So that's really exciting. So I think just want to take this opportunity and show you all what you can
Cool.
build with Neo4j with all the new tools that we have.
Congrats to the move. I think this is really um but like I said, we just checked it out. The dashboard video is one of the more popular ones, which we did 3 years ago. I think it's a great feature to have. It's a great product to give users the possibilities to build these dashboards. I think back then it was already great, but now I think in 3 years lots of things have changed. Not even if we're considering the AI part of it, the whole Neo Dash as a tool has improved a lot. So I think that's for people who haven't watched the episode back then or are not an active Neo Dash user. I think this is something very interesting for you if you are trying to build dashboards, if you are interested in that whole how this does it work. And then we added one more, I think, on top of it with AI capabilities to make it even easier for users to create their dashboards, make it even easier to start building with less previous knowledge needed, and get people going. So you've written a blog post about this, which I'll share and chat in a moment, but I think there's lots of news to discuss today, lots of things to show, and I think you wanted to dive in a little bit and give us a rundown of how does it look like, what can people expect from it, how does it work, and what maybe some insights from the source, I would say. I mean, if you can give some of those as well.
Sounds good. Yeah, so my plan for today was just to take you all through building a Neo4j analytics workflow kind of from scratch, data
Mhm.
loading, building dashboards, doing some algorithms, and some AI, expanding the data with some AI generated context, which is quite fun. So I really want to take you from zero to kind of an end-to-end Neo4j analytics process.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think we'll see from taking it from there. We'll see the how it works and that journey. Maybe before we do that, one question is how I think, I don't know if we covered this last time, but if not, then even the better. The creation of dashboards in Aura, or the creation of dashboards in Neo4j in general, how do you think that is overlapping with what Neo4j tries to achieve with graph databases and the product of graph databases? Why do you think graph databases and dashboards are a great match, basically?
Yeah, good question. So I think dashboards are and have been for a long time a really good way for people to get value from data. And I think what makes a Neo4j dashboard special is that you're combining traditional BI like tables, bar charts, line charts with graphs. So having both tables and graphs side by side, letting people understand graphs, giving them guidance with tables and graphs, and making these things interactive with another, that's really powerful. So I think a dashboard is a really nice way to tell a Neo4j story. And in Neo4j, I think we want to invest in creating a nice dashboarding tool that everybody can use. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I think that's definitely a good reason. And from users' perspective, I would say this is really an easy way to get started. And yeah, I think everybody can try it, even if you have little knowledge to Neo4j from before, and you also get some benefits out of that. So it's really great.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing I'll be showing today is something you could also reproduce on your own, completely free, using the tools that we have. So you can follow along, or watch the recording, or read the blog post that we'll share later, and you can try it yourself.
Cool. Yeah, looking forward to it. If anybody has any questions, any comments, if you are an current dashboard user, and if you have any feedback for Niels, then especially that, let us know in chat. Just any other questions also, the chat is open. I'm reading your questions, and we try to find some time to answer those. So if you have anything that comes across your mind, then please don't hesitate and type it in the chat window, and we can look at that later as we go. But now, let's dive in. Niels, I think you said you had something prepared, so I don't wanna stand in the way between the demo and you.
Sure. All right. Cool. Yeah, let's go build something. Let me share my screen and hope that it works. Ta-da! Neo4j Aura. Okay. Alex, tell me if it's good.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
Here we go. Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So what I'm going to be demoing today is pretty similar to what we did in the announcement blog post for the new dashboarding tool, but I'll add a little bit of extra stuff to it that wasn't part of this blog post. So what I really wanted to show is how you can go from source data to graph using the different tools. So the data importer tool, the dashboard building tool, the explore tool, and the query tool, kind of bringing all the tools from Neo4j together and showing you how you can use these to make this import super easy, much easier than it has been 3 years ago. So we made a lot of progress there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask that
really
question, but I would. I thought this is pointless to ask what's changed, because in 3 years it's so many things.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's obviously AI coming in everywhere, which is really, really nice. And in general, just the user experience has really improved. Trying to get everybody to get to a graph as easy as possible. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so what I've done is every time I try to do a demo, I try to find a data set that people can relate to, something also that I find personally interesting myself. So I've had this idea for creating a graph based on my music, my Spotify music, for quite a while. Because I had in Spotify, I don't know if Alex, if you're the same, but I had like 2,000 liked songs in my playlist, completely a mess or unorganized, and I wanted to create little playlists out of that, or kind of put some structure in that drama. And I thought, why not use a graph for that? Have you had this problem, Alex, or are you?
Yeah, I have one playlist. I dump the songs I like in there, and it's a huge, like you said, it's a huge long list, and it's not organized, and it has all kinds of things, and it goes cross genres. So it's like if I want to listen to something specific or some kind of mood or something, I have no way of doing that. It's just it's a mix. Yeah,
it's a mess, and then you're never going to sit down and organize 2,000 songs, right?
No, exactly.
Yeah, so I had this idea, and I thought I would show a demo for you on a public playlist, so you don't get exposed to my mess of songs there. Just pick something that is nice. So I chose this one. I don't know. Are you familiar with yacht rock, Alex?
No, I'm not. I'm not familiar with that one. No.
It's summer, and I'm at home. And I don't own a yacht. Otherwise, I would be on it. But I like to pretend. So I put some yacht rock music, which is like a bit like soft rock, like Christopher Cross, Hall and Oates, very
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Makes you want to sit on a boat and just enjoy a nice drink. Anyway,
Yeah.
I took this because I like to pretend that I'm on vacation.
Hmm.
So this is just a simple playlist, 140 songs, but this obviously scales to thousands of songs if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And the cool part is that you can actually extract all your data from Spotify quite easily. So every playlist that you have can just be converted into a CSV. And there's a little tool called exportify.net,
Okay.
which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. You can just log in with your Spotify and it gives you all your playlists and you can download it. And I just took a screenshot of what it looked like for me. You can then take just any of these playlists that you have and just download the CSV file. So that's super easy. You can do that yourself as well. Obviously, you have to authenticate Spotify with Spotify, but they're just getting read-only access to your music if you're okay with that. And then what's really fun is what actually comes out of that. So I've taken an export of this yacht rock playlist that I showed earlier, and this is the CSV that rolls out. So you'll see here some obvious stuff, the URI for the track, the name of the track, name of the album, the artist who produced the track. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of stuff in here that Spotify doesn't really show you in the UI. The release date, the duration in milliseconds, in case you really are interested in that, popularity scores, which is cool. And essentially, Spotify is giving you access to a lot of data that they use for their recommendations.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Genres, record label.
Genres, which is quite interesting and very specific
Danceability. I like
sometimes.
that.
Yeah, and these are quite cool as well. These are, I guess they use machine learning to determine how danceable a song is or how energetic it is, and then they try to do mood matching with that. So this is really cool, and I know that a lot of data scientists in the audience will immediately start thinking, "Oh, that's awesome," because these are great features for my machine learning pipeline or whatever. But lots of fun stuff here, and as you can imagine, this can also nicely translate into a graph. You've got artists, genres could perhaps be nodes. You can kind of imagine what kind of graph this would turn into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I took this dump and I started looking at this, and in my head, I'm doing a little bit of modeling. A genre becomes a node, a person becomes a node, like an artist, and an album. But actually, it doesn't matter because I'll just be using AI for the modeling later. You'll see that in a bit. So
but it's good to have this model
yeah.
and have a little bit of an idea what you want to have maybe in this case it's an AI can do a good enough job, but still we always preach about it, spend some time, think about the model, think what you want, what's supposed to be a node, what's supposed to be a relationship. Yes, Neo4j is very flexible. Yes, you can change things later, but when you start at the beginning and you just dump it in and just think, let's figure it out afterwards, usually it's a missed opportunity to have a little sit down and think a little bit, okay, what makes sense, what should be nodes, what should be relationships, what kind of questions am I actually asking?
Yeah, exactly. And as you know, Alex, you've been in Neo4j for a long time. The model is really foundational to everything you do. So a good model gives you awesome results. A not so good model will be tricky. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just looking at this, getting some inspiration what we could do. So what I did then, I wanted to kind of split this sheet into smaller sheets that would make it more ingestible into Neo4j. So I wanted to make one CSV file for the songs, one for the albums, one for the artists. And of course, I could have done this in Excel. I could have written a Python script. But I thought, because I wanted this to be a reusable thing for everybody, I created a little tool for this. So this is a link that is linked in the blog post as well. It is just a very simple JavaScript application where you can upload your song. So if I upload my playlist here, let me see where it is. Is it this one? Yeah. So now you can just easily download
Okay.
the split files. Yeah. just for convenience for people that want to reproduce this.
Mhm.
And I vibe coded this thing in like 30 minutes, so it's nothing super special, but I just wanted something easy to reuse.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, cool. So then you've got your split files, and as you see, songs, artists, genres, albums. I kind of split this up. I did a little bit of thinking, what are the entities that I want in my graph? And then when I have these, I'm going to Neo4j Aura, and I'm going to start importing these. So in Aura, I created an instance. I already did this beforehand. So what I did, I created a pro instance 4 gigabytes, which is currently the one that has a free trial. So you can just start this yourself, and you have this, I think, for 30 days. Alex, correct me if I'm wrong.
The pro
you can
is
just play with Neo4j. Yeah.
the pro is limited to 7 or 14 days. I think there is more limitation to that, but there is always the free instance, which is unlimited.
Yeah, true. And I think this would actually fit in the free instance because it's quite a small graph, so it should fit in.
Yeah. The free instance is pretty powerful. You get 400,000 nodes and relationships, so that is decent.
That's way more than you'll see here, but yeah. So yeah, very easy to create an instance. And then what you can do in Aura, once you've made it your instance, you can start importing the data. And there are many different ways to import data into Neo4j, but this is the visual importer. And the nice thing about this one is you can just drag and drop your CSV files, the ones that I just generated, drop them in here, and it will even show you a preview. So you can see here that for the albums, we have release date, the record label, and the name. And then for the songs, we have all these fancy properties that we saw earlier. And now we can use the magic button, generate with AI, that will automatically create a data model for us using AI. Yes, there we go. So what this did is it looked at the source files that we've uploaded, and it figured out how they belong together. Obviously, it decided that albums, artists, genres, songs become nodes, and then it has created relationships between them. So it also tried to give them some meaningful names here. Belongs to genre, performed by, and part of album. So fully automated model, I think, is a pretty simple graph, but the model looks good to me. And the nice thing about this tool as well is like it already defined for you how to map things together. So it said you can map your song based on the URI. So that's the identifier here, to a genre, which is identified by its name. So it kind of did everything for you completely out of the box, which is really, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And now, honestly, all that's left to do, I uploaded my files, I generated the model with AI, and I just run the import, and that's it. So what this should do, it should take a minute or so. It just imports the CSV files into a graph, which I can then now start using. So this is really nice. And for a long time, you need to know Cypher to import data. But tools like this have just made it a lot easier for getting to a first graph.
Yeah, and we just had, if you haven't used the data import in a while, I mean, this was a great recap of it. It's been also improved a lot over the past months. So it's really a nice experience nowadays to get any CSV file into a graph.
Yeah, and we also have connectors now for
and
like, like Databricks and all these platforms. Yeah, I think obviously if you know Cypher, you can always use Cypher to import, right? That's not going away. And what this does under the hood is actually it obviously it generates Cypher here to import the data. So it's just doing some of that work for you after importing. Cool. All right. Any questions in the chat, Alex, or not so far?
So we had question from Bart. Bart asks if we could mention if these tools are standard for Neo4j or are they deployed and licensed separately?
Yeah, so all the tools that I'm showing you in this live stream on Aura, they're free to use for every tier, whether that's free, pro, or the enterprise tiers.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So you have all of that. And there was another question from Riemann, and I think that is going a little bit away from what we're going to do today, is if Neo4j has a Lovable integration. Or it works as a backend for Lovable. I'm not sure that we have this capability at the moment. I don't know if you know anything about it. Since you mentioned vibe coding, I'm not aware that there is a direct integration with it at the moment, but maybe at some point.
Yeah, I don't know either. I know that Lovable is also a Swedish company, so we're kind of neighbors.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, then moving forward, graphs imported, and now I can actually start exploring the results. So I click this explore button, and what that's going to do is just jump me straight into the graph that I've created. So all the things that you saw in the CSV file have now become their own nodes. If I'm zooming in here, I see a total album and some of the songs that were in that. And this is the Explore tool in console. So this is called Bloom for self-managed deployments, but it's essentially a no-code way to jump around your graph and start exploring how things are connected. So here, after I see this album here, with 3 songs in it, from this song, I can see that obviously this is performed by Toto. And if I jump from Toto, then it should connect the other songs, right? Yeah, so all these 3 songs from the playlist are in the same album and made by the same artist. And then probably they will have similar genres as well. Yeah. Yeah, they do. So they actually all have the exact same genre, album, and artist here. But I guess if I go forward and expand on soft rock here, I can. It's becoming a lot of stuff here. But you see that this is pretty densely connected graph. This genre probably has a lot of nodes attached to it. So Explore is really nice for taking a first look at your graph, jumping around, seeing, how did this file turn into a live data graph. You can search in this. Like, there's so much stuff in Explore that I'm not showing, but it's really good for kind of free form exploration.
Yeah, and it's very easy because you just, like you just showed, you click around, you drag some nodes around, you use the context menu that comes up and explore some further, expand a couple of nodes, so you can very intuitively move around your graph, and you don't have to worry about what kind of query do I now write, or how does the data structure is gonna work. No, it's not really. That is not really the point here. You intuitively use this visual overview.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So that's a nice first step into the graph, but we're here for dashboard. So I just want to jump now into the dashboard side of things. So also in Aura, we have a dashboards button. So this is the dashboards tool. This is the spiritual successor of NeoDash that we discussed earlier. So this is kind of the next evolution of NeoDash with a ton of really cool, nice features. And one of the features that's in dashboards is creating a dashboard with AI. So you can create a dashboard from scratch, but you can also say, you know what, let an LLM take the wheel. And what I really like, after I import my data, I just want to see, I don't know, an overview of what does this graph look like. So what are the distributions of different nodes, etc. So AI can help with that. And with this screen, I can say, I want to see a specific dashboard, and I will write a prompt, or I can just leave it blank and let the LLM decide.
Okay.
Which is quite nice. So I'm just going to give that a shot. hit that button here. And what's going on in the background, there's a lot of intelligent prompting going on. It's going to analyze the schema. It's going to try to make up some questions, and then it will convert each of these questions into a chart. And this is what it then generated.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So this is super nice. So first look, you immediately get some ideas about your data here. Most popular songs with the highest popularity score. So here's Toto again. Which artists have sang the most songs in this playlist? genres that are most common, I think it makes sense. Yacht rock is the number one.
Of course.
But yeah, some nice stuff in here. There's a graph here too. Let's see if I can zoom in on this one.
Song features network. What are song features?
Yeah, I don't know what the AI dreamt of this time. We can look at the queries later. You can actually see the queries underneath of the visuals, but it definitely dreamt up something. Songs by year. So this is also a nice one.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. So lots in the can you read it, 70s, 80s?
Yeah, 70s, 80s appears, but a couple of ones also later on.
Yeah.
The average song duration, I guess, this is the number of
Is in milliseconds.
Yeah, not a very human way to express the duration of a song. And then the top albums by number of songs.
Yeah.
So what you can now see, this dashboard was obviously automatically generated, but you can also see the Cypher that the LLM generated. I can just click edit here. And this is the screen where you can develop your own charts by writing Cypher.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have a trick here. I'm going to format that, and we can read and try to understand what the LLM did here. So it found the song, it returned the name, and it aliased that as song. It got the popularity field, and then it ordered by popularity in descending order with limit 10. So it makes sense. These are the top 10 highest popularity songs.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Nice one. The cool thing also in this screen is you can customize your visualizations. So if you wanted to have a horizontal bar chart, maybe a logarithmic scale, does that make sense? I don't know if it really makes sense here. It looks pretty similar. We have this little slider here. If you have a lot of data, you can hide and show different bars. And then a legend, you can also choose to hide that to make more space. So essentially, you can customize your visualizations in here.
Yeah.
If I wanted to tweak the query, I can, of course, write Cypher, or I can even do the lazy thing and just write top 20 most popular songs. And this is the inbuilt natural language query that we have. So here I can say, write me a natural language query. And now it's very similar. Just change 10 to 20. But that's the way that you can also write queries here in the dashboard. Cool. And then I can hit save, and then my chart is stored here in the dashboard. And obviously I can resize it. I can drag it around. I can add more cards to this, different visualizations. But I just wanted to take a look what it did here. I'm just curious what the LLM did here.
Yeah.
Okay. It did write a pretty complex pattern. Okay. It just found songs with artists, with genre and album, and just return everything, just 100 of them. So
okay, so just a little snapshot overview of what the graph looks like. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, that's also cool. Yeah. Any questions on this?
Yeah, we have a couple of questions. One comes from Bart. And he asks if the generated dashboards will be the same when you run the AI multiple times on the same graph model, or how much randomness is there from one shot to the other?
Good question. Yeah. So the LLM is always non-deterministic. So the dashboards are random. So one day you'll get something, the next day you'll get something else. Which
unless
is
you specify in the text window, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can show you. You can say like, okay, I want a dashboard focused on artists. So you can kind of nudge it in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always going to be a bit of randomness.
Yeah.
Let's see what it does here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Tried some different things. You see here, it also sometimes leaves in some holes. It's just trying to figure out how to organize the cards here. Yeah.
And the other question was if AI can be, and I think you showed this a little bit, can be used to modify or update parts of the dashboard while leaving other parts unchanged. So with the natural language editor, I think you can manipulate some of these individual charts.
Yeah, exactly. So you can, when you're inside the chart editor, you can say top 5 genres by song count. So you can just do a little bit of tweaking here with AI or manually with Cypher if you wanted to.
No.
Yeah.
And then one more question, but maybe that's something we can look at later. Wiser asks if we see recommendations for the music graph that you just showed. I think could that be something we can show, or is that something we can at least? Well, it's going to be possible, but maybe not in a dashboard. I don't know if it makes much sense in a dashboard. What do you think?
Yeah, you could do some recommendation. I mean, there's multiple ways to do this. You can use Cypher to do some recommendation queries, or you could run. Actually, I'll show this later. You can run algorithms to build recommendation patterns in the graph.
Yeah, let's have a look at this later then. Yeah. Cool. I think that's all I see for now.
Yeah. Actually, I think then we can move on. So this is a very good bridge because the next step that I wanted to show was the recommendations part.
Good.
So again, you can. I don't want to go super detailed on the recommendations bit here, but also in the blog post, I describe a little workflow on taking the graph that we've created here and creating small playlists from this big graph. So what it actually is going to do, and I think it's best if I show you the blog post itself. Right. Yeah, so here, this is the interesting bit here. So step 5, graph analytics. So I've created a little workflow that takes the graph that we've just built, does an embedding using FastRP, runs a k-means clustering algorithm, and then creates playlists based on clusters. If you're not really deep into graph algorithms, this probably sounds like a bunch of jargon to you. But what it essentially does, it tries to, for every node, it tries to create an embedding for that node, which expresses, and those are song nodes. So every song will receive an embedding. Then songs with similar embeddings will be clustered together using k-means clustering. And then similar songs based on their artist, their genre, their musical properties, they sound the same, they feel the same. Therefore, the logic is they should be in the same playlist. So this is the idea behind this workflow here.
Okay.
Again, I don't want to go into too much detail, but the idea is we can use the graph properties, so the danceability, the energy properties is earlier, plus the real graph properties, so that the way it's connected, the genres, the artists, and do a recommendation based on that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So again, we're just going to cheat, and this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. Actually, it's not super complicated because this uses the Neo4j data science library. So this also comes with Neo4j Aura. And this is a really nice little library that lets you run algorithms, graph algorithms in Neo4j.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're going to see here, and again, I don't want to turn this into a data science live stream, but it's essentially running 7 or 8 Cypher queries here that do what I just described: create an embedding for each song, build a playlist, and then persist these recommendations, playlist recommendations, as nodes in the graph. And I think the best is if I just show you what that looks like. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to jump back into Aura, and then I'm going to show you the query tool, which I didn't show you before. So this is the query interface.
There was the comment that the dark theme is a little more tricky to read instead of the white. So if you could maybe switch to the light one instead. Yes, thank you very much. And I don't know if we can zoom one in, that the text. Yeah, I think yes. Cool.
Yeah, sure, no worries. I'm so used to using dark themes, so kind of my eyes have become, don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So this tool here is used for, it's kind of like a query commander for Neo4j. You can write your queries here. You can debug your queries. You can visualize graphs, tables. Really nice tool for graph developers to load data and read data from Neo4j and run algorithms in this case. So what I did, I just took my workflow of these 8 different steps. I pasted it in here. And now it's going to run this algorithm flow that I've defined here. So this took a couple seconds because it's a very small graph. But if you look carefully here, you'll see that a new node has popped up in my legend. So I've now created playlist nodes. So in this case, I have created, I think, 25 playlists. And each playlist will have similar sounding songs attached to it. And this is what my algorithm does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And obviously, because of the small data set, these are very small playlists now. If you had, if you were Spotify, you could, build huge playlists or very, much more interesting playlists, maybe because you had much more songs to choose from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we have customers that run these algorithms and scale up to billions of nodes, right? So it's just it's very scalable. But I think maybe 25 playlists for such a small graph. I'm actually gonna undo what I just did. So I'm just gonna remove the playlist nodes, and I want to rerun the flow, and I'm going to just
maybe just do
instead
3
of I'm just gonna change the number of playlists that it generates here. I think it's, can I just put this on 10 perhaps? How many did it create now? Yeah, okay, cool. So now I've just changed the parameter in my algorithm to produce 10 playlists. And now you see they each have a little bit more songs in them. Yeah. So now we can go back to dashboards again, and I can say create a playlist analyzer dashboard. And see what happens. Okay, all right. So it made some mistakes here, and this is exactly the fun part about AI, because sometimes it makes mistakes. Let's see. Yeah, probably didn't understand the schema. Okay, you know what? I think this was probably a step too far for the AI. So let's just do it ourselves. So what I can do is I can analyze the playlist on my own by writing some Cypher queries. Top playlists by number of songs. All right, so I see that playlist number 9 here has created the most songs. Let's run it as a bar chart. Okay, so there's kind of an uneven distribution of songs per playlist. Let's save that. And now another thing that could be interesting is to dive deeper into a specific playlist. So what I'm going to do is show you a different functionality, which I didn't show before, which is the filters. The filters in dashboards let you interactively display different parts of the graph. So I will show you what that looks like. So if I click add filter in my dashboard, I can create a new filter of type node property and link that to a playlist. So what I'm saying here is I want my users to select a playlist, and then based on that playlist, I'm going to create different charts. So node property playlist ID, which gives me a parameter called playlist ID. I can copy this parameter, and now I can have a selector here. So now the users can say, I want to select this specific playlist. Let's say we do 9, right? That's the one that's big. Cool. Then I can do another card and say, find me the playlist where the ID is equal to the parameter. So this means take the value that the user just entered and insert that into my query. And then I was going to return the songs for that playlist. So if I do playlist are struggling. I'm using too much AI. I don't know how to write Cypher anymore. Right. Okay, cool. And then that should be a graph. Right. So now it has actually picked up the parameter from the filter that I just defined. Cool. So I can hit save. And have
now, if you change the filter from 9 to 7, then it, or 2 or whatever, it
exactly, yeah,
it updates
exactly.
it.
So now it's a live dashboard that updates as you go. Yeah, and then I can even duplicate this, and I can make a variant of this where it's just s.name, and just do a table here. Oh, that's not the property, it's track name. Okay, cool. Let's squeeze this table in here. So now I can choose a playlist, and I can see both the graph representation of it as well as a...
Yeah, and then you see what songs there are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, so I think these are kind of the ingredients for creating a dashboard. You've got filters, you've got different chart types. I didn't show you all the types, but there's pie charts, line charts. You can even add some text blocks in here. And then something else that's really cool about dashboards in Aura is that you can share it with other people. So I can say, I mean, you're not in my team, Alex, but I can add somebody's email address here, and then they can have a read-only version of this dashboard, so they can look at it and make decisions and tweak the filters, etc., etc.
Ah, cool. And then they can look at it as a viewer, basically, also.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they can even make a copy of a dashboard if they say, I want Alex's dashboard, but I want to make some tweaks, and they can do a duplicate and they can make it their own. Yeah. And then we also have a shortcut for giving anyone in your project access to see the dashboard. So if you're working in a big team, you've just built something, you can just give it to everybody to view, and you don't have to add them individually.
That's super. That's very helpful. And especially I could imagine if you build this out and it's this is just basic, but if you do much more complicated things, then it's nice if you have built this out, especially with the filter function, where you can just say, okay, I don't need to go into all the details and edit all these fields. I just want to know for a specific value, and I swap around the value, and then I'll analyze it. It updates the rest of the dashboards, the rest of the view I have already made available for me, and then I can analyze, and I don't have to work around in the background of the builder.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah, so I think the story here is that you can get pretty far, and apart from the complex stuff with the algorithm that we didn't really have to write any ciphers. You can kind of go from CSV to graph, completely relying on AI. And then as you want to go further, you might want to use some Cypher to do some more complex stuff here.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Any questions? Because I still have a bonus thing at the end.
Let's do the bonus thing. I see a couple of other questions, but they go a little bit outside of the realm of dashboard. So I think let's see if we can squeeze those in after the bonus thing.
Yeah, the bonus thing. So this is something that I was doing yesterday, because I wanted to go a little bit further than the blog post. I just put in something extra, something cool for you to see. So if you remember, we had the CSV file that we had to start, and I made a copy of that on a different tab, and I added a new column called instruments. Now this is data that Spotify doesn't have, but what you can do is you can ask AI to try to guess what the instruments in a song are.
Okay.
This is pretty cool. I hadn't seen this before, but Google Sheets has this equals AI command or column, and you can say, make a best approximation of every single instrument used in the song B2 by D2. So then it's going to take this value and this value here.
The title name and the artist. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I tell it to return a comma-separated list, lowercase text, no punctuation. And it actually works, and it's really funny.
That's really cool. Yeah, I did not know this function either, but yeah, why not? Yeah.
So I'm just using AI to create some extra data for my graph, and it kind of works. I mean, I haven't tested all of them, but it seems pretty much correct. It doesn't always listen exactly like it. It's not always doing a comma separated list. Here you see it's just spaces, but I think it's quite cool that it's possible. Yeah. So I did this, and I thought, okay, let's get the instruments into the graph as well. And then I went to Google Colab, and I did more vibe coding. This time I thought, why not do some Python? And I wrote a little Python script that inserts the instruments into the graph. So let me just run this here. So what this is using is the Neo4j Python driver to connect to Aura, and then load this CSV file into the existing graph that we have.
Okay,
so
cool.
I hope that's working. Did it run? Oh no, it's still going.
But that's a cute idea to analyze the songs for instruments and see how what different instruments each song might have. So
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I think it's quite. Let me check if it actually loaded it already. No, it's just cached. Wait, let me try again. Because I ran this before, so now it's. Let me just upload a file. Okay, here we go. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I think the story here is that when you're working with Neo4j, you typically start out with a graph, and graphs grow over time. So you add more things to it. You find other data sets. You kind of add new nodes, and by adding new nodes, you can then make the algorithms run better. You can do more interesting recommendations. So this is kind of the journey that I had with this, adding in this instrument data. Yeah, okay, now it should be there. Cool. Yeah, so back to Aura, and now I see the instruments here. And I don't know, they're probably a little bit messy. Flute, 2 songs with flute. And I can see these are obviously also super connected. Synthesizers, lots of synthesizers.
Yeah.
These are now in the database. And now obviously we have to use the AI dashboards one more time. Instruments and songs. Okay. Top 10 instruments. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Drums. Okay.
It's probably every song has drums, so.
Yeah, makes sense, especially if it's like rock or something.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know, it's not related to instruments, but you know what? That's fine. As the AI just sometimes wants to do things.
Yeah.
Song instrument network. Okay, yeah, saxophone is super popular. Lots of songs clustered around.
Yeah.
Flutes. Oh, this is the one we just saw. And then it's here. Yeah.
Songs by genre, average songs by acousticness. That's a good fit. Yeah, I think if you talk about instruments, acousticness, I think.
Well, where did you find it? I missed it.
The bottom left here.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I honestly didn't even think about that. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, let's see what the least used instrument is.
The organ. Well, okay.
Okay.
Or string, I guess.
That's
I don't know what section. That's
messy data.
Yeah, that's messy data. String is probably strings. I guess there should be more organ. I would like to know what song has an organ.
Let's find out. What song uses an organ? Ta-da.
Taking it to the streets.
Taking it to the streets.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see who wrote that? Because I don't know this one. Taking it to the streets by, who's the artist? The Doobie Brothers?
Maybe.
Yeah. The Doobie Brothers. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Because we are streaming this live, we cannot play it because otherwise we get a copyright issue. But if you want to listen to the song and confirm if it has indeed an organ in it, then please do so and let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And now this gets really fun when you try this with your own playlists, and you kind of explore what you're doing, what you're listening to. Yeah. All right, that's everything from me, Alex. I hope it's fun.
Cool. No, that was great. Thank you very much. Thank you for that run through, Niels. Oops, here we go. I had, like I said, 2 more questions that go into a little bit of the same direction. I think is about, and maybe more of, because we don't, it doesn't go into dashboards, but maybe more of from your point of view, if you have any tips or tricks, more I think in that regard is entity resolution, ML models to do deterministic probabilistic matching. If you had any examples or any guidance on that, since we are, when we start with the dashboard and your AI matching, or when we do data importing, oftentimes we said, well, to do the data model, but maybe you just dump it in and say, let's figure it out. If there is a best practice, maybe way going forward, if you have any ideas for people to help out with entity recognition.
Yeah, that's a big topic, and there's a lot of people using entity resolution recognition, Neo4j. It's a $1 billion industry on its own. I don't know if there's a simple answer for it. I think the ways that people typically do it is either they do simple feature-based entity resolution. So they say, oh, this guy has the same last name, he has the same age, kind of the properties on a node. That's very basic. Where it gets very interesting is when you start doing contextual entity recognition, entity resolution, where you look at the person, but also their relationship. So they live in the same address, or they use the same bank card. You start looking at as a graph. I think that's kind of the secret sauce to many of our customers in terms of that space. But it's a very big topic. Maybe we can link some article in the chat. I'm pretty sure there's some.
There should be some available. Cool. One more question from me maybe is what's next for dashboards? Do you have any cool features you can hint at? Is something in preview mode people can try out, or is there any way of submitting requests for new features, for capabilities that users might be looking forward to have?
Yeah. So if people want to give feedback, please let us know. There's a button in Aura. It's called Submit Feedback or something. It's at the top right of the screen. Everything you write there comes directly to my email box, so it will all end up. I will see it. What's coming next? So we're building a migration functionality. So for people that using NeoDash, kind of the legacy version of this, they can easily import their stuff and get it into the new dashboards.
Cool.
We're doing a lot of work improving the natural language to Cypher generation. So it'll be even better to create Cypher queries. There's some other ideas that's been going around, like helping people with sample questions, how to create a bar chart, and then using AI to generate sample questions. So we have a lot of these ideas, and I think the focus is just to make it even easier to create dashboards, make the AI better, and add more charts, more interactivity types.
Cool. No, that sounds great. I think everybody should try this now. Like we said in the beginning, this is free for everybody. You don't need anything. You can use it with the Aura free instance. So and you just need some kind of data. And as we've seen today, it's pretty easy to get something going. If you have nothing, if you are a Spotify subscriber, you can get the tools that Niels provided and get the CSV ready. If you haven't don't have that, haven't got that, then you can use another data set and play around with it and build a couple of dashboards. And yeah, it should be straightforward. And I hope you all try to give it a shot. It's fun and easy to do, and then you can do more advanced features while you build the dashboards as you go along. So yeah, thank you very much, Niels. Thank you for spending the time today. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you everybody for your questions, for your for watching us today and for participating. I'm hoping you had a good session as well, and can just read this one comment here from George. Awesome, he says, looking forward to it. So yeah, give it a shot, George, or anybody else. Let us know if you like it. I think the give feedback button, it's also sometimes nice to just get, hey, this is cool, it works like a charm. So if you like to send Niels emails about that, how much you like the Neo4j dashboard feature, then you can also use the feedback form for that. If you are interested in watching more, participating in another live stream next time on the 5th of August, Going Meta is happening again, episode number 11 of season 2, where Jesus and I will talk about knowledge graphs, semantics, and AI. The exact topic is not confirmed at this date, but we'll surely talk about something hands-on with AI tools and graphs. So look out for that and join us on the 5th of August. What I'd like to say, I think, is mentioning nodes. Obviously, it's coming up on the 6th of November, so plenty of time. I'm currently working on building a Road to Nodes workshop schedule. So beginning of August, so hopefully next week, I should have that ready, and then you'll see a couple of nice workshop type sessions leading up to Node, starting sometime in mid of September. So we'll get that going, and the Nodes train basically departs then. So look out for that, and I'll let you know once that's confirmed. And yeah, if you want to know more, the Graph Academy is a great place to learn how to use Neo4j, how to build with Neo4j. Check out Aura Free, as we said today, and have a look at our developer pages for more guides, more insights, and how-tos, tutorials on all things graph, graph rag, MCP, AI, and also Neo-Dash or dashboards on Aura. So yeah, check that out. Again, yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Niels, for participating. Thank you for building this, for showing us this, and yeah, good luck with the dashboards on Aura in the future with the next products and next features to be added.
Yeah, thanks. And we'll try to make it not 3 years since the last stream
yes.
this time.
Yeah, that hopefully not so long until the next one. Yes, for sure.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, Alex.
Cool. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.